Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Lilquist, and today is Wednesday, July 5th. We have obviously the short trading week, markets being closed, really the majority of the first part of the week here, opening up here Wednesday, 8:30 Central Time. And today we're going to do a quick overview of the market. Not a big volatility day, kind of a snoozer a little bit. Markets gapped down a little bit in the morning, but showed some strength going into the noon hour. Let's start with the S&P 500. We've been looking at the S&P 500 ETF, which is the SPY. This one here currently on the day, really unchanged, but down 0.04% on the day. Right at the time of the show here, 443.60. Like I said earlier, it gapped down at the beginning of the day, opening at roughly around 441.85 and showing some strength right after that. But it is still in this supply zone that it respected here back on the 16th of June. We're back up in that area again. So we'll see if this continues to hold, or is it going to go back down to the demand zone we talked about right around the 430, 425 area on the S&P 500 ETF SPY. Let's peek at gold here. We talked about gold that gapped up and is showing some weakness. So obviously the inverse correlation there is holding intact. It's kind of what we've been seeing. You know, it's supposed to be doing that. It doesn't always happen as far as the correlations. Let's look at some of the top sectors of the day. The utilities is kind of the performer of the day here. Not a whole bunch, but it's up about 1.35% on the day, right around 66.82 at the time of the show here today. Communications up really 1%, which is XLC. The utilities ETF is what we're looking at as XLU. Real estate sector up 0.9%, healthcare up 0.1%, financials up 0.01%, so not really unchanged. The sectors that are down, you have materials, which is XLB, down 2.1%, roughly around 81.44. So this one gapped down and continued to show some weakness as the morning progressed in towards the noon hour. It is coming into a somewhat of a demand zone at this 81.45 area, so we'll see if that demand zone holds. It is on the higher end of the spectrum, so this could be showing a potential drop here. If this demand zone does not hold, I'm looking at to go back down to the 76 area if that doesn't happen. So we'll see what happens there moving forward with that. Energy sector, XLE is down 0.5%, technology down 0.44%, and rounding out the rest of them, non-essential goods, which is XLY, is down 0.23%. So kind of a snooze fest a little bit in there, but you had the XLB with the big drop, about 2.08% on the day right now. As we speak, it continues to move. Let's look at cryptocurrency one more time. This one here with the ETF that they're talking about the last few weeks here. Down today about 1%, 1.31 to be exact, but the last 2 days are showing some weakness, so there is a potential demands around the 26,646 area. So we'll see what happens here. The news will typically drive that, as we always know with the cryptocurrencies. Let's look at some currencies this week here as well, some Forex pairs. So in the Forex market, you have essentially one country's exchange fighting against the other one. And then we'll start talking about the euro dollar here this week, roughly at about 1.08, so $1.08. And I like to look at these within 10-cent areas. I call it the dimes, so $1.10 to $1.20, $1.30, and so on. And we're near this $1.10 area, obviously, with the $1.08. Now, this one is, I don't like to do a lot of trading or investing in around these these dime areas or whole number areas. So we'll continue to monitor that. The Australian dollar, I like this one showing some weakness here. We are at about 66 cents on this area, and let's continue to monitor that. But I do like to see this show some weakness here, bringing it down to the 65-cent area, 6,500, 6,500 price point. These are in pips. Obviously, these are in pips. Stocks are in pennies and dollars. So hopefully this U.S. dollar or Aussie dollar, U.S. dollar continues to drop here. I like that position. Looking at some weakness there. The Australian yen, so the Aussie yen is what we like to call it. This one here is roughly at about 96.34 on the spot price, and it has been showing a little bit of indecision, we'll call it, the past several weeks here, really since June 15th or June 15th, yeah, so last 2-3 weeks here. This one, I do like this one. I do like to see this one continue to rise a little bit. We have a drop here today a little bit, but just a little bit of pullback, so we'll see what happens with that here moving forward. The New Zealand dollar also, so a lot of these pairs are around their whole numbers. This is around the 60-cent area, so it's actually at 61.85. So this one here, a little bit of indecision here. It's been in this area since February of this year, so hasn't been much of a mover on the New Zealand dollar. This NZD USD, they call it the Kiwi. A couple other stocks we're going to look at. Apple continues to over time here, keep chugging along, but has had two negative days or 2 red days. Today actually down 1% on the day. Whoop-de-doo, it's Apple. We'll see what happens as this day continues. But it did gap down, showed some strength right away. Now we're showing some weakness here again. So Apple really has been a strong one. This one really has not really been affected by a lot of the news and things that happened over the last few years, in my opinion. Let's look at WWE. We looked at that last week as well. Currently at $107.67, so it has been a bit choppy here for the past 2 to 3 months. But we're at the highs here after the sale and all that stuff, all that talk and everything. So we'll see if this continues to show some strength or just continue to kind of sit around as maybe they're juggling around the business. Target, this still is in consolidation mode here from June 14th. Really, actually, we'll call it Wednesday, May 31st. Really around the same price it was then. So it hasn't done a whole lot. So Target could show it some buying opportunities that if it does continue to drop here. I don't believe Target is going to go away. If they do, they'll probably have an online business already set up. So we'll look at some potential buying opportunities coming up here on the $100 area. AMC today down 2.82%, but still up from when we last talked when they were showing some really good premium. So we'll continue to monitor that. Hopefully that one continues to go up as the market continues here. But these options, kind of collecting premium on these options are looking pretty good. So not a whole lot of movement here today on the week. It's Wednesday, the 5th of July. It obviously mentioned earlier we had the start of the week with holidays and stuff. So not a whole lot going on. Let's check out the news right quick. Let's see. And I like to look at the news on forexfactory.com. For me, what I've found is it shows has the best news and everything. Let's see, Forex Factory. Where might you be? Obviously, when you're doing this show live, you never find the website that you're looking for. You're always trying to find it, and just never seems to appear. Here we go, Forex Factory. So today, Wednesday the 5th, there is FOMC meeting minutes today. So we'll see what happens there. That's at 2 p.m. Central Time Zone. The usual effect, more hawkish than expected, is good for currency. So basically, why people care about this is it's a detailed record of the FOMC's most recent meeting, providing in-depth insight into the economic and financial condition that influences their vote on where to set interest rates. So this could show some volatility around 2 o'clock here today. So for you short-term traders and investors, beware of that. There could be some volatility. So if you're in short-term positions, you might want to close them out or not get into any new ones, just as you don't want to get wicked out or just crazy movement for no reason. Around 2 o'clock Central Time here. Tomorrow, July 6th, you have OPEC meetings all day, so that could still bring some stuff. You have ADP non-farm employment change. The forecast is 226,000. So, and the previous was 278. So we'll see what happens here. We'll see if they're accurate there, but that'll bring some volatility right around 8:15 Central Time Zone. Then you have obviously unemployment claims at 8:30. Job openings, PMI, ISM services PMI. So there might be some volatility tomorrow with a couple different news events. And then Friday, obviously, we'll have non-farm payroll, non-farm employment change, and an unemployment rate on Friday at 8:30 a.m. Central Time Zone. So just keep your eyes out there with that. I just want to look at real quick here interest rates, and since we're talking about them, and just see what those are for those people that are trading currencies. Let's see, where might they be? Here we go. So a New Zealand dollar is at 5.5%, their central bank rate. USD, obviously, we know that's at 5.25, so that'll be potential changes there. We'll see what happens with their minutes tomorrow, or today. The Great Britain pound is at 5%, the Canadian dollar is at 4.75, Australian dollar at 4.1, euro at 4, the Swiss franc at 1.75, and then the JPY is still a negative, basically zero, but negative 0.1. That hasn't changed for a long time, to my knowledge. So these central bank rates, they have been moving pretty quickly over the past couple years here, than we've ever seen, that I've seen anyway in the past. So we'll see if they continue to rise or they're going to drop that. We'll see what happens. The next release is July 26th for the USD. So that was a quick market overview on the day. We looked at a few different things here. Then we have the full show coming out tomorrow, so make sure to stay tuned for that. We'll have 4 separate episodes tomorrow, Thursday the 6th, and then we'll continue on Friday. And Saturday's been a good day, so we'll potentially do one on Saturday as well. So stay safe out there with your trading and investing. Make sure to protect your positions, stop losses, have targets, collect your earnings when they are given to you. And as always, we will talk again. Retire young, my friends.